Today we are going to make the traditional Diwali lantern or Akash Kandil, which is used during the Festival of Lights in India. This is a simple, easy assembly kit. The kit contains the frame, which is a one-piece frame, and there are two small end tabs, and these tabs will go, I will show you later on. There are 4 colored papers, one pattern paper for the frill at the bottom, and one double-sided tape. You could also use the school glue if you want, and that's fine too. So the first, we are going to start opening the frame and pre-creasing it at all the perforated creases. To start with, we are going to use the golden side up and lay it flat. You will notice that on one side there are 4 small rectangles and the other side there are only 2 of them. The other 2 we will use the end tabs to attach it later. So first and foremost, we are going to start folding these small rectangles towards the golden side. So it goes this way, and make a hard crease and fold it back. Make a hard crease and fold it back. The same thing goes to the next crease also. Make a hard crease, and the third one you do it backwards so that the golden side shows up. Similarly, the second one goes this way and the third one goes this way. You will see that this has a function at the end where you will see only the golden sides from all directions. Let's do the other side also. Goes in, this also goes in, and there are these round tabs which we are going to use it to hang the lantern afterwards. So this goes in and this goes in. This goes in and in. These small tabs also we are going to fold it towards inside. These are folded backwards. These are folded back. Now we are going to turn it over and start folding all the edges of the triangles and rectangles towards the white side. So we are going to fold it this way. Unfold, fold it, unfold the edge, fold it and unfold, and keep going. You could also use this technique where you could just use your finger and start folding it in your hand in the air. Sometimes it becomes easy to do it that way. So just put your finger underneath and put a slight pressure and it will bend. You would have all the edges folded. Fold these small tabs also towards the white side. these small tabs will be used to close this thing like a box. There are 5 of them, one for each side, and then the last one is to close the entire box. This is nothing but a truncated box. As you can see, once you have creased everything, if you hold it together, you will realize the shape already starts forming on its own. And this shape will already start forming. All you have to do now is to glue the thing, to glue the colored papers over here. So we will keep it aside for now. And we are going to cut squares, rectangles and triangles in the same dimensions as this. So you could use this as a template for your triangle and use this. These are actually 1.5 inch by 5 3/4 inch, these strips. The squares are going to be 5 3/4 inch squares. The triangles are 5 3/4 by 5 inch height, because this is a equilateral triangle. So if the base is 5 3/4, the height will be 5 inch only. So then you will get an equilateral triangle. Or you could just use a simple white paper and just start tracing right here. What you could do is hold it there, mark the edge of the triangle, mark the edge of the crease, and then you could just draw the triangle and use that as a template. Now this one, I can cut it and use it as a template so that it will go onto each one of them easily. I have already cut all the triangles and rectangles to save time, and I have made various combinations. So for these 4, I'm going to use alternate red and yellow. For the sides, I'm going to use the green on the top, and then the blue on the other side. As you can see, it's already started looking really colorful. And then for the edges, I will use like contrasting colors, so I will use this, and these over here. And for the middle two, we are going to use the tabs. Because of the design, these tabs had to be separate. So once again, we are going to fold it towards the golden, make the second fold also towards the golden, and the last one make it towards the white. Same thing, the bottom one towards the golden, this one also towards the golden, and the last one towards the white. So let's start gluing everything together. I'm just going to use the white glue. Don't use too much glue, otherwise it will ooze out. Just very little glue is enough. Okay, we are almost done. Just the last triangle. Okay, so all shapes are already pasted. Now two last steps are to be done. Remember these small tabs, we are going to also fit them with these because these are going to go here, so we are going to fit it with the pink piece. I made my own color combinations, but you are free to choose whichever colors you want, wherever you want. It's like completely free format. You can use absolutely any colors anywhere. Feel free. Or you don't even need to use the papers which we provided. You could get your own designer papers. You could get your own papers with different patterns and use them. It's purely up to you. What we have given is just a starting point, but you're free to use anything you want. Now one last step, we are going to use this double-sided tape. First take out the red tab, start pulling this and pull all the way until the printed area is completed and discard it. This whole thing is not sticky on the other side. Now remember, we had folded this one towards inside and this one towards this. So this we are going to close it with a double-sided tape. So we are going to close this using a double-sided tape. The same thing we are going to do it with these two bottom pieces also. As this is the bottom of the lantern, I want it to look nicer. That's the only idea behind this. Now if you notice, we have 4 triangles on top and then 4 rectangles on top, but we only have 2 because of the acute angle. We couldn't fit these in the design, so we are going to just add them now. So once again we are going to use the double-sided tape. And we are going to put it right here. And place this in such a way that this corner and this corner matches the edge or the meeting point over here. The alignment is very important. They must align, all the corners, they must align, and then press it firmly. Now all the lines are converging to the same point, all the lines here are converging to the same point. Same thing we will do it on this side. and we are almost there. So we are going to align this point correctly and align this point correctly and press it hard. And voila, that's it. Our thing is almost done. As you can see, now we can just close it and start forming it like a box. So all these tabs will go into the next one. So what we are going to do is put this inside and close it like a box. Be careful not to rip the paper. And we have our complete. No, there is one side remaining. So this thing closes almost like a box. And now we have our own Akash Kandil like a box. It's closed. All we have to do is now close the top and bottom. So to close the top and bottom, again we could use the tape, or we could use the glue, or we could use staple, and we can just staple this part right here. Just staple it, and that's fine too. Just make sure that before you do it, put this tab inside. So there are small tabs, we are going to put them inside and then close it. And if you align it perfectly, you won't even know that there is a seam. So I'm just going to use a double-sided tape for now. And if there is extra tape, you can just roll it over because it's double-sided, it doesn't matter. Remember, put the tab inside and then put it over and just stick it. And that's the bottom, which is done. Now we are going to do the same thing on the top. Make sure you put the tab inside. And there it is. You can use string to put through this and hang it like that. Our Akash Kandil is actually complete. Now in case if something comes out like this, it's no big deal. Okay, suppose there is something like that. Just open it a little bit and push it inside. There is a slight flexibility in the material, so you could push it inside or just put a tape over here, and that's okay too. Maybe you could just put a tape here. What you could do is put a little tape and stick it up, and that's okay. So here it is, all complete. What we are going to do now is cut small strips of this. Okay, we are going to cut very small strips lengthwise, and then We are going to stick it inside over here one by one. Just put the small strips here and hang it with any string. Just make sure that you use a CFL bulb inside over here. Don't use the incandescent, it gets too hot. You're better off with CFL or LED bulb, so that way you won't have the risk of any burning. Alright, enjoy. And now that's the completed Akash Kandil. Congratulations and Happy Diwali.